So someone did something to you that you don't necessarily agree with. Maybe they lied to you. Maybe they did something that was you consider inappropriate. And now you have a choice. You either hold the grudge and allow them to take your energy and bring you down and you feel bad about it, or you forgive. Now, it's easy to say, oh, just forgive, let it go, forget about it, it's okay. But we have emotions. We're humans. That's what makes us humans, is we have these emotions inside of us that hold us down and give us these feelings that sometimes we really can't control. Now, when somebody harms us or hurts us in some way, it affects how we feel, and it affects how we see that other person. And then we create judgments about that other person. And those judgments end up not necessarily hurting them, but they hurt us because we are holding on to that painful energy, that feeling that we don't like what they did. We don't appreciate what they did. And so we hold on that, and it's like a heavy weight that we're carrying on our shoulders and on our heads, and we can't let it go because we feel like we were wronged, that someone did something wrong to us and we deserve better. But the way that you release that is through forgiveness. Now, forgiveness is a complicated process, but at the same time, it's extremely simple and beautiful. So just saying, forgive, let go. It's an easy word to say, but the concept, it doesn't come out so well because it's weighted with all of that emotion. But if you change that emotion, then you will be able to let go and allow that person to be released in your own mind. Because if you do not forgive, that's only harming you. It doesn't do anything to the other person. So how do you forgive? Well, the first step in that process is to put yourself into the other person's mind. Take your mind out of your own mind. Release the hold of those emotions and put yourself into that person's mind and understand why they made the choice that they made. Why did they say what they did? Why did they do what they did? What was the choice? What was the motivation? If you fall into those steps, you're going to end up realizing that it was mainly about fear. That person was afraid of something. That person was afraid of you doing something that was going to hurt them. Or that person was afraid that they were not good enough, and so they had to do something in order to protect themselves. When you take the perspective of the other person and understand why they made the choice that they made, that gives you a completely different idea of the whole situation. You understand that they are just afraid. They made a choice that maybe wasn't so positive, but they did it only to protect themselves. And realize that they really didn't have anything to protect at all. If they were honest in their own heart and in their own compassion, then they would have made a better choice. However, the choice was made, and the impact came to you, but it's up to you to let that go, not up to them. When you understand why they made the choice that they did, you have compassion, and you realize that they're just as afraid as you are in some circumstances. And sometimes you make choices too that harm others. Realize that we're all in the same opportunity. We're all in the same boat of emotions and feelings and concerns and worries and choices. You make mistakes just as much as other people. And when somebody does something that you do not agree with, it's your responsibility to let them go. You don't have to get rid of the person in your life. The only thing you need to get rid of is the weight of judgment and emotion on that person or on that memory that occurred with that person. Put yourself into their shoes, as we say here in America. Get the opportunity to understand why they made the choice that they made. And when you see that and you dig deep and realize that it was only under fear, that lightens up the energy. That gives you an opportunity to let go of the weight of that emotion that's inside. And then you can truly forgive. Forgiveness is inside of you and only you. And it has nothing to do with the other person at all. Never. It never does. This is your opportunity to open up new relationships and to start fresh. You can forgive these people. If they did something that was truly terrible, that doesn't mean you need to continue the relationship. But to save your own self, to save your own heart from protecting itself and from feeling vulnerable all the time, forgive the other people. Let them go on with their lives, however they are, but the most important thing is that you have released yourself. Grudges and lack of forgiveness and judgment, that is a prison that you put yourself in. Only yourself. And only you can take yourself out of that by forgiveness. I've studied this subject for so many years and I've worked with a lot of people on it. So if you have any questions, give me a call. Otherwise, I'm just a voice actor. I'm here using my voice and teaching you what I know. So that's what I'm doing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.